Hey friend, happy Friday. Are you ready to be a wellness warrior today? That's what we're talking about today. So, today we're going to take Christina's testimony and pull out some really courageous actions you can take from that testimony, whether it happened to you, whether you know someone, whether it might happen in the future, whether it's something unrelated, but also unexpected in motherhood. You can use these courageous actions for your own testimony, right? We're building up testimonies and stories that bring God glory. So that's what we're going to do today. So, first, if you have not listened to Christina's story, go back there, listen to episode 33, then come back and listen to this episode and see how you can take these courageous actions. Okay, are you ready, Wellness Warrior? Let's go.
Hey mama, are you stressed by the lack of time in the day to do all the things? Are you feeling disconnected from God, your husband, and even your kids because patience and presence seem out of reach? Do you want a healthier body, mind, spirit, and home, but overwhelmed in where to start? Hey, I'm Shan Wright, daughter of the king, wife, mom to 4, RN, wellness coach, and I know very well what it feels like to want to live well, but about to lose it with my very blessed, full life. After realizing I can't pour from an empty cup, I tracked my way to whole body wellness and so much peace. If you are ready to cancel the stressed out life, learn tactical, intentional strategies as a mom wearing many hats, find more peace, confidence, and joy raising kingdom kids, then listen in. Come on, mama, together we got this. Really, God's got this. So go heat up that coffee again and turn your listening ears on. Let's chat.
Hey, mama friend, hard things happen in life, right? Life is hard. And then the people around us are always needing us to help with their hard things. And then there's just straight chaos sometimes. And the thing is, we can't just press the stop button on life and deal with the problem and then press play again. We have to learn how to live with the unexpected. And then we want to do it all well, right? This is where I was with postpartum anxiety. I had 3 kids to care for, but I was completely overwhelmed and could not even see the next step in front of me. I was irritable, snapping at my husband and kids. I was very emotional and just straight exhausted. As a nurse, I knew all the things to do for my wellness and my family. But how? How do I practically implement and prioritize when I feel like I'm just going to lose it every 10 seconds? And then, how do I do it again and again, the next day and the next day? Friend, I went through all of this so I can now help you. I now have tools and practices in place that help me live in holistic wellness. And you can too. You can handle all the people and all the things with peace. You can learn simple, practical solutions to prioritize your wellness and your family's wellness. My wellness accountability coaching has officially launched, and you can get in at this very special launch price of free $99. Yep. This is free. Don't miss your chance to grab a free coaching call with me today. There's only going to be 5 spots for free. And I'm doing this so I can nail down these strategies that have helped me so much and so that I can better help you. So today is the day that we live in Shalom. So go to bit.ly/the Shan Wright, and let's be courageous warriors together. Okay, you ready? Again, this is bit.ly/the Shan Wright. That is my link. So you can go right there and book your free call today.
That doesn't relate to me.
Link is also in the show
because
notes.
my story is different here or there, or that's just a really cool story.
And sometimes we just get lost in the story and forget that the reason the person is sharing and the reason the person feels that they need to share their story is because they know that we overcome the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. I could say that over and over because it's so powerful. So we share testimony to defeat the enemy. But again, that sounds really powerful. But how do we do this practically? That is what we're going to do today. We're going to pull out the awesome lessons that we can learn from Christina's story. So again, if you have gotten here and you have not yet listened to episode 33, stop this episode, go back and listen there first, then come here. I'd love you to come here and listen to these courageous actions you can take from her story. Okay, because we have these courageous actions, or we have these amazing stories, and if we don't do something with them, then maybe the testimony stops there with us. We have to share it again and again, and we have to do things to implement and make that story come to life in our own story. Okay, so I have 4 simple, courageous actions we can take from her story today. Get ready, jot these down. You're going to want to implement these. And if we don't know what they are, and if they go in one ear and out the other, we forget, then it's going to be hard to do that. So go ahead and grab a pen or the note section on your phone. That's what I love to use, or reminder section on your phone, and then set a reminder and write these down as I go through. So we have 4. First one is we have emotions, right? We're women. We have strong emotions. And Christina said that she had a hard time dealing with these strong emotions. And she had feelings of anger. And her quote is, "When I found out I was pregnant, I was angry. And it brings tears now to my eyes because I am on the other side and I see my baby girl and I love her." So that is hard, right? Those are hard emotions in the moment. Those are hard emotions to deal with now because they bring tears to our eyes, and it's more of a thinking back of those emotions. But what did she do with the emotions that is so critical? She went to God with her emotions, and he taught her several things. So remember, we go to God with these emotions because he will be so gracious and tell us what these feelings mean. So she allowed him to teach her. And that meant she had to lay down pride and anger and humbly ask, "What are you wanting to tell me through these emotions?" Now, being her friend, I know it wasn't immediate, and I'm not telling you in your hard emotions, in your very hard season, in your very hard situation, that you're going to be humble right away. You're going to lay it all down right away. It's going to be a 1-minute process. No, it's going to take time. And God is so patient with us. But just know that you can do it, and he will give you the strength to be humble. And she did eventually recognize that she needed to do that, and that God has all the grace for us taking that time. And so give yourself grace in the process as well. Give yourself grace to be in the hard. And she says she didn't overcome those feelings. I don't know if you caught this, but she said she didn't overcome those feelings for the whole 9 months. She was angry for the whole 9 months. Now, she was working through the anger with God, but she was still angry. Okay. So she was angry, but because she went to God with the anger, he gave her peace. He gave her a feeling of peace. At the same time, we can have multiple, you guys know this, we can have so many different emotions at the same time. And we can be struggling with these fleshly feelings, but also have intense feeling of peace through God, only through him. And she got that because she sought him. The only way to deal with the hard is to seek after him. And even though she says it is not natural for her to address hard feelings, for the first time in her life, she did. And that's big, right? We go through these things, these unexpected, hard situations in life, and we sometimes have the question of why. We don't know why, but for whatever reason, this situation made her deal with hard feelings for the first time in her life. Maybe that is what, God wanted to. We don't know God's reasoning, and we should not even start to try to understand God's reasoning. But that is an amazing thing that she was able to work through in her, that will affect her entire life through this situation. Okay, that's your number one courageous action. And I'm sure you're really shocked, right? But it's to go to God with your hard feelings, seek after him, ask him what he wants you to do about them, what he says about them, and what he wants you to do about them. And friend, give yourself grace in all of it, because he has the grace for you. Okay, number 2. This one's hard, but this is her quote. I've realized pride was a big thing I dealt with, and more so pride in my body, end quote. Actually, no, this other quote as well. I was idolizing my image instead of being healthy. Okay, so this is all about that postpartum body that she was struggling with, even before having the postpartum body, right? That thought of getting pregnant really brought pride out in her, and she was able to realize I don't know, the first time, I forget if that's what she said, but she was able to realize that pride was something she dealt with. And that's huge, because what's the opposite of pride is humility. And that's what we just talked about in the last action, is that she humbly laid down the pride and anger to come to God. So how do you put down pride? Is you go to God and you have him produce humility in you, and he will do that. He is the most humble. So she realized pride was a big thing, and she realized it was in her body, and that is huge for so many women, right? Well, so many of us have this. And what really caught my attention was she said, I was idolizing my image instead of being healthy. This is just like I realized I was caught in the idolatry of gluttony. I was idolizing my body in a different way through gluttony. I was giving my body things that it wants instead of what it needs. And she was more idolizing the image. That is it's the same thing in a totally different way. And so we have to really do a strong self-reflection to see how we are looking at our bodies. And she quotes, God used this pregnancy to illuminate, there we go, this sin in my life. He reveals what he wants to heal. God reveals what he wants to heal. He used this pregnancy, this life, this birth to illuminate sin in her life. That is, God puts us through these hard things to help reveal things that he wants to heal. And he won't just reveal it and leave us to, deal with it ourselves. He wants to heal it. So I know so many women, we struggle with this, whether it's before pregnancy, during, or after these body image issues. And Christina's postpartum body was even harder to deal with more than just the love handle she was stressing about because of the preeclampsia afterwards. So I know this is a heart issue, and no one knows the answer to this but you and God. So the courageous action to take for step number 2 is to take a body check. Are you idolizing your body in any way? Whether it's you think you're just being healthy and you're going to extremes to take care of your body in a healthy way, or maybe it's on the other side of the spectrum, or anything in between. Are you idolizing your body instead of laying that down and worshiping God through your body? Okay. All right. That's really just a journaling question. One to go to in prayer. So, all right. Number 3 is find some fighting words. Yes. You're going to read the word of God, memorize it. So when the anxiety comes, you can fight. And there's a whole lot of encouragement in this step number 3, because Christina says, if you are putting the word of the Lord into you, it's in you. In those darkest, scariest times, it's going to come out. So Christina admits that she's always had a hard time with memorizing scripture, and she didn't even know if she knew any verbatim. In her heart, she did. So when she was in the scariest moment, it came out of her verbatim. Now, it doesn't need to be verbatim. There's a lot of different translations, but that is just a really cool thing to realize that it's inside of you. But we have to take the time to read it. If we don't even know what it says, if we're not reading it, then it's not inside of us. So take the time and find some fighting words and find the translation that really just sticks with you and it's easy for you to remember, and use it, because you're going to need it. And so use it now and just say it out loud and try to memorize it out loud now. And then when the dark comes, it's going to come out. And that is how you fight. That is how you fight the enemy. Okay, so that is number 3. Number 4 is the testimony that Christina and Collins shared for their life is awesome. They are well. The testimony is they are well. Collins was born healthy. Christina went through preeclampsia and made it healthy to the other side. And now she can share that story with women who go through a very scary pregnancy, unexpected pregnancy, go through preeclampsia, all of it. There's so many pieces of the story that she can share and relate to other women. And what about you? Where is in this story did you find something that you can relate to? What part of this story brought a name to your mind? Who can you share it with? Maybe it was for you or someone that you know. Courageous action number 4 is to share this story. It's so simple. Just share it. You're going to share it via the podcast link. So wherever you stream podcasts, find the link in the episode and share it. You can share it on Instagram stories. You can share it on Facebook in a post. It doesn't matter. You can share it personally, just with a friend through a text. Oh, but if you share it on social media, tag me on Instagram at the Shan Wright, or you can find me on Facebook, Shannon Wright, and tag me as well. Now, that's harder to find, so the link is in the show notes. And if you do that, I will gift you a free coffee. Yes, I will definitely gift you for doing that. Not only will you bless me and at least one other woman, I'm sure of it, but you are getting a free gift on me. And that is your step number 4, is to find at least one person to share it with. And I know you will be blessed in the process, and that person will be too. Now, for your homework, come share your courageous actions over in the Facebook group. Go to bit.ly/holistic hacks. That is bit.ly holistic hacks. I cannot wait to connect with you inside the group and to hear all your courageous actions. Until next time, may God Himself The God of peace sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:23-24. Shalom, shalom.
Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at the Shan Wright, so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.